All right, let's call this meeting to order. The roll call, please.
Schroeder,
Here.
Councilmember Fisickelli, Councilmember Jablonski,
Here.
Vice Mayor Braycruz,
Here.
Mayor McKay. We have a quorum, Vice Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Stand for the pledge.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that Doug and McKay and Freddie Fisickelli be excused.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Any public input on the motion? No public input. Let's call the roll.
Here. Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski
Yes.
and Vice Mayor Braycruz.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay, great. Public comment. Do we have?
I have no speaker cards, Vice Mayor.
We have no speaker cards.
Microwave.
All right. Okay. Board reports. This could be a quick meeting. We're rocking and rolling.
Number 5 will slow us down.
Okay, I don't see any board reports. Council member comments.
I'm good.
I got
know
one.
You got something.
I got
I know
one.
you got something.
I got one. This is we'll call this one the lean cuisine. It'll be quick. Just want to make sure everybody knows about the bingo at the barn on the 12th of August, 6 p.m. Tickets are, I think, available here at the front desk. $35 includes dinner, and there's going to be some nifty door prizes.
Actually, I think it's $20 up front and $35 at the door.
Yeah.
So you're the bonus for getting them early.
Yes.
Good point. Thank you. I was trying to sell the upcharge.
Oh. Sorry about that.
It's all right. I stand corrected.
August what?
And that's all I got.
All right, great. I just have one thing I wanted to bring up. We have been contacted by Broward County in relation to the turn signals that are at the corner of Broward Boulevard, at Griffin Road and Dykes Weston, that corner there. As you all are probably aware, just recently they changed that intersection. They put in some new, widened it a little bit and all that. But the big thing is they changed the signaling there so that there are 3 lanes, turn lanes coming south out of Weston that go east on Griffin Road. And they've recognized that that is a hazard and that does create additional hazards. So what they are looking at and considering doing is during that phase of the signaling, when the traffic is coming south on Weston Road, making that left-hand turn to go east on Griffin, they're looking at putting up a no right turn on red that will be lit during that phase of the cycle, so that during that phase, if you're going north on Dykes and looking to make a right turn going east on Griffin Road, you will not be able to do that. It is a slight restriction on a lot of our folks, but I think it's a good idea based on the overall safety of that intersection. So all the other phases, you will be able to make a right on red there, so it should not back it up significantly to the south. But I just want to make everybody aware that's being looked at and been going on. If you have feedback on that one way or the other, we certainly would welcome to hear back on any of that. I can ask them about that. Just for the question that John Eastman brought up was whether they could time that based on the hour of the day, and that may perhaps after 11 o'clock it would be disabled. Bob, if you could just, I'll open it up, but if you could please just go up to the mic.
I know this is probably a stretch,
but the right-hand turn straight lane there, going southbound on Dykes Road, be a wonderful thing if that was right only. I've seen rear-end accidents after people have gone through. Somebody plowed right into somebody years ago, but there's nothing worse than sitting 10 cars that are gonna go out west, sitting behind that one guy that's going straight right into a merge lane.
Right.
So something
I
to
can
think
ask him about it. I can ask Scott about that. See what he says. See what he says. Yeah, I do. So you're talking about the lane that's going south out of Weston on Weston Road. That is the very right lane right now is a right turn or a straight. And you're saying make that. Yeah, right after the intersection, it's a merge. Right, right. Okay. I'll ask. Okay, and that's all I had for my comments. All right, legal comments.
Hey, no legal comments tonight. Just glad to be here and see everybody, and look forward to coming next time. Keith is jaunting around.
All right, good to have you here.
Thanks.
Good to have you here. And administrative comments.
Well, I'll keep the string going, Vice Mayor. I don't have anything. I've been out of town, just got back in. Things have been quiet.
Not even a
The
report
office,
on Michigan
Things
for
are
us?
under control, but the proposed budget books will be done, they're expected to be done tomorrow, at worst, early next week. We'll have that to you, certainly well in advance for you and the public to go through before the public budget workshop in August.
Okay.
That's really all I have.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, I was in Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Dee was
oh,
in
you're
Michigan.
Michigan. All right.
We were
I got
waving
my-
across
you
Lake
know, up
Michigan
north
at
is
each
up
other.
north. What can I tell you? Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Item number 8.
This is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, approving an interlocal agreement with Broward County for joint participation in the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, authorizing the mayor, town administrator, and town attorney to execute the interlocal agreement and providing an effective date.
Okay. Do we have a report from administration on that, or?
Yeah, if I may, Vice Mayor, and I certainly know the town engineer could speak to this a little bit further, but this is the third 5-year NPDES permit with Broward County. It's kind of an updated agreement on what we've done previously, and just continuing our partnership with the county and our surrounding communities.
Great. Thank you. Do we have a motion on this?
I make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any public comment on this item?
It's nice that the county picks up the slack from the EPA on this. You know, all the municipalities pay their fair share and the county does the work. But it is a mandate from the EPA. And I just want to remind you all that we should be pushing back against the EPA. Here's our Constitution, Bill of Rights, with its amendments and the Declaration, and it's 47 pages. The contract for this, I think I looked at it, it was over 60 pages, just this one item that we're looking at here. So, you know, this is the federal government telling us what to do down here in South Florida. None of them up there have any clue what we do with our stormwater down here. And really, it's an unfair mandate from the EPA. I hope the current administration will, you know, lighten up on all this stuff. But, you know, this is more drain on our budget for something that we get nothing out of. You know, it's a good deal that the county's taking care of it for us, but why is it here at all? Who better to govern the discharge than the county? The county should be able to do that on their own without being mandated by the federal government. And I'll tell you what, they're not doing a very good job because the reefs are all dead out there from the stuff that's being dumped now. So, you know, the EPA rules aren't working so well anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other public comment? Public comment closed. Any further council comment?
Maybe this is something we need to check into a little bit further, because we don't have anything?
It's really, yeah.
Oh, well, we don't have any say. We gotta
have our-
squeak harder.
Yeah, we have our say in our contacting our federal representatives.
Okay,
Good luck.
good luck.
Good. All right, call the roll.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bright Cruz.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, item number 9.
This is a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Southwest Ranches, Florida, approving the first modification to the agreement with the Melbourne Planning Group, Inc., extending the agreement for an additional 3-year term, adjusting the applicant fee, authorizing the mayor, town administrator, and town attorney to enter into the first modification to the agreement and providing an effective date.
Great, thank you. So one of the, well, I'll open, I have a question about this, but council, do you have any questions or comments
Not,
before we open up to the public?
do you need a
Do
motion?
you want a motion, a second to
We
discuss
can
it?
do that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
Okay. Is there any public comment?
Newell Hollingsworth, 199th Avenue. I got one question. This says this is the first modification. I think it's like the 93rd modification. Could we get the right number in this for the number of modifications since the year 2000?
You're on, Jeff.
Vice Mayor, if I can address that.
Okay.
There was a new a new agreement that was entered into in 2014, so this is the first modification to that agreement.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Noel.
Michelle's been around since the beginning. You know, we're a contract town, and Jeff certainly does a great job. But, you know, now we're getting an increase to the people who need the service. I noticed they're leaving the town's rate the same, which is good, but I guess it's a little cost of living adjustment bump for inflation or whatever. But I'm just wondering, has this contract ever been put out for a bid to see if anybody else can come in at maybe half the rate that we're paying? I know we're like with CAP, we pay 50% more than we should be paying for building permitting, and I'm just wondering, we've been cozy with Michelle, she's done a great job all these years, but, you know, this sort of stuff should be put out. There should be 3 or 4 companies bidding on these contracts. It shouldn't always just be with the most comfortable person. When you start getting in $150 an hour fees, I think that we could probably do better somewhere else. Thanks.
Yeah, I tend to agree with John on this one. Jeff does a great job, and I guess I'd kind of be worried about the institutional knowledge we would lose if we did go with another company. But in my mind, these things should be put out every time they're up. I don't like the idea of renewals because there's a lot of hungry companies out there. There might be a few that are really interested in getting our business. So I would recommend this goes out. I don't know if it's too late, but that would be my suggestion.
Any further public comment? Public comment is closed. Council? Comment?
Sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. You know, when you trust what someone is doing, even though it might cost you a little bit more, you put it out there to someone you've never worked with before. You have no idea what you're going to get. So it's just, you know, I'm trying to save you over there, Jeff.
Thank you.
You know, with being in business and all, I've learned that throughout the years. You know, we put stuff out for bids too, and even though we got a much better price and we're really happy about our pockets being a little fatter, it didn't work out so good. So it's just something to think about.
Vice Mayor, could I make a quick comment,
Sure.
clarification?
Absolutely.
The rate that we charge the town is the same as it's been since day one. It's never been raised. The increase we're talking about only pertains to public hearing items that come before the council, nothing else. And the public hearing items that come before the council are non-residential site plans, new residential subdivisions. In other words, it's a developer coming in. The only time that it really affects a resident is a waiver of plat. The waivers of plat are only when somebody's splitting land, usually to sell a lot, sometimes to convey a lot. We have a policy that we had the last time, and we will continue, that if the only type of public hearing application that any resident would have that isn't involved with splitting land and creating a new lot is a variance. And we have held that any resident coming in for a variance for a home or a property that they own, we would keep the rate the same as what we do for the town, no increase at all. So our intent is not to cost the residents anything additional at all.
Thank you. I have a couple questions. So, well, I'll give an introduction. And so, you know, Milgren and Associates have been here since the town began, and there is a large amount of institutional knowledge that they have. They can, somebody comes in with an idea or something, they know us really well and can provide feedback to our residents or someone from outside the town that wants to do some sort of a project in our town. And I do think that's worth a lot, and I think that that is something that is part of being able to maintain who we are because of that base knowledge they have. Aside from that, it was not that long, I guess it was probably 2014 when we did a significant change in their services. They were doing the zoning as well, and as well, I may get the terms wrong, but basically we moved a significant portion of what they were doing internally because it was more cost effective to do it that way. But at the time, we did a pretty extensive review and determined that the planning piece of it was really critical where it was because of that institutional knowledge and because of the way that they had maintained their price to us. Not that this decides it one way or the other, but Jeff, I don't know if you know this right off the top of your head or not, but I'll try you anyway. When Milgren's, and I think it even had a different name at the time, Michelle Milgren or something, the name was slightly different, but when they first contracted with the town, how many municipalities were you contracted with? Do you know?
At that particular time, it was just Southwest Ranches.
That's what I was thinking. And how many are there today?
Today, as of today, 3. As of next week, possibly 4.
All right.
Total.
So over time, they've grown. We're still getting the same price that we got. It's pretty rare that you would get any vendor to be giving you the same price you had for that length of period of time and still have them being a growing concern. So I think while I definitely support the idea of on occasion, as it comes up, maybe when the renewals run out, you know, we should go out and at least price it and see what we're paying perhaps for that premium, or maybe we'll find out there is no premium. But I think they've been a good partner since we've been here. They've never really taken advantage of us from a money standpoint in maintaining the cost. And so I think I'm comfortable with this contract and renewing it. Any other council comment?
No, I'm good.
Okay, call the question.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brighters.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item number 10.
Just a set of minutes, Mayor. We need a motion to entertain to approve the minutes.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion?
Second.
Any public comment on the minutes? Did we make a mistake? All right. Call the question.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Jablonski,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brighters.
Yes. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
20 minutes.
25-minute mark.
20
Very
minutes.
good.
New
Thank you
record.
all for coming out, even for a short meeting.
New
Really
record.
appreciate it.